Alright. It's been a while since we did a live. So I am hoping this works. Yes, it works. Cool. Okay. Hello everyone. It's me. It's Jay. And I know you guys are probably worried that we were maybe not going to do a live stream. But here we are. We are doing the live stream. So there were some issues with how many or what types of problems am I allowed to use in terms of what College Board lets me do or not. So some of the previous live streams have been taken down, which is also why for today's live stream I asked for you guys to bring in questions from College Board if you could. Because I really don't understand, but College Board is keeping track of what I'm doing, I guess, right? So I have to be a little bit careful on what I use. Hello, Try Orange. Hello. Yeah. So we'll get started with going over things in 2-3 minutes. Because you gotta give people time. Okay. So while you guys are here, I'll just go through what I'm gonna go over today overall. And please let me know if you guys can't hear me, if there's any audio issues, visual issues, if you need to zoom have me zoom in on anything. All right. Okay. So so for people who are not watching this live, who are studying for the March SAT, here is the thing. Oh, okay. Have we got a question? Vocabulary questions. Okay. All right. So I'll get that ready for us right now. College Board. Because I don't do too many lessons on vocab, but there are some strategies that we could go over that hopefully will be helpful to other people as well. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the question. And we'll get started now, actually. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the live stream, guys. And I wish you the very best of luck for the March SAT, which is why we're here, to tackle any questions you guys might have in preparation for the March SAT. And my framework for this is going to be how to utilize the resources College Board has added recently to their website. And positives from the resources and also kind of the negatives in terms of they're kind of lacking. All right. So that is what we're going to do. So the materials we're going to use today is going to be the new tests, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so before we start though, I have to be honest. These resources are kind of a mixed bag. They're good, they're bad, because they are good in that there are indeed some new questions in here of types that we haven't seen before. And it's good to learn those things. Something that's kind of a mixed is they also have questions that I'm very, very, very sure were actual questions from previous tests that were administered. So the good thing about that is it's giving us a definite answer key to previous questions, so we have something more certain to study with. The bad thing is that, well, it's not a new material. And lastly, this is the worst part, this reuses questions from test 1, 2, 3 on College Board itself, and also reuses questions from Khan Academy. So why are they acting like this is a whole new set of tests? Nah, they just want to make themselves look good, I guess. All right. So with that said, we're going to be going through test 7 today, and going through whatever it is that looks kind of interesting or difficult. Yeah. Okay. But since our orange, asked for the vocab help, we'll go through vocab. Okay. And that actually is a pretty important question. I will try to be more on the ball with that. So, the vocab questions. Hello, I have an exam. Yeah, difficult data question. We will definitely do difficult data question today. That is one of the focuses of today's lesson, actually, or session. Okay. So, we'll do vocab right now, and then we'll go to difficult data. So, vocab. First of all, you have to know for the vocab, as you may already know, that there are two types of vocab questions on the SAT. There is what I call the regular vocab, which is on the left side. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? They really like that wording, logical. So that is, which one of these words am I plugging in and what will work? So this is a classic vocab question, right? What word fits best? So for these, I want to look at, okay, so what indicator do I have? Now, unfortunately, if you don't know the words, there is definitely a limitation to how you can do the vocab questions. However, there's still a strategy you need to use regardless of whether you know the words or not. All right, let me make this window a little bit. There you go. Okay, so this is the window that I can write on. So this is not a most difficult question, but I'm just demonstrating the concept. For number one here, this. I am looking for, indication in vocab, am I looking for a synonym or am I looking for an antonym? What I mean by that is most of the time it's going to be, we have to go through a word that is similar to what was in the text or opposite relationship. So here I have the word this. This blank was confirmed with observations, so this must refer to whatever I just saw. So what was it? They predicted. So what I want to do is, if I can, do it like this first. This prediction was confirmed. Okay, it was a prediction. And so this is an easier question because it's number one. So these are not necessarily high-level words. But if I have the word prediction, even if some of the words I don't know, I can use that to eliminate, right? Even, some of the words that I do know, right? So the answer here is A. That's fine. That's how I would go about the vocab most of the time. And this is the thing. When we do these, it's the second type of question. Most nearly mean. For this one, you really have to make sure you do the process I just did, which is you do not, oops, I don't want to be in highlighter. You do not plug in. Okay? Do not plug in the answer choices. Because that might work on like the lower level questions for these, but that is definitely how they set up the trap on the higher levels. So all of these 4 answer choices, do not plug them into there. Instead, do what I just did on the left side. Come up with a word or even an expression of your own. So, the water was so clear that it was almost invisible. Okay, so what does that mean? You could see through the water, right? That you could totally see through it. Therefore, the answer here is D, transparent. Again, in this case, because you're plugged in, it works, but yes, but like that's not the point here. With these, they will give kind of regular and common definitions of the word. Because if I say, okay, if I say the word clear, what is the most common usage of the word clear? I think it's kind of half and half. It could mean what we just answered, but it could also mean like, is that clear, guys? Is that clear to you? As in, it is understandable, or it is obvious, or even it's simple. Notice that all 3 of these are kind of similar, and they are the regular meaning of the word. So they throw that in for you as a trap answer a lot in these most nearly means. What typically happens on the advanced ones is that they're using it in a slightly less common way, or like a metaphorical way, or, you know, a literary way. Okay. Test 7, yeah, but like, okay, try orange. Test 8 and 9 are a little bit weird. The difficulty level is a little bit off with that. So I would definitely try to go through all of these tests, okay? All right, so let me go back to the chat. Okay, Dotka. I don't know if I'm saying these usernames right. Yeah. So for me, these tests didn't necessarily feel harder than the. It's weird. They are harder, but for me, it's also was a repeat of a lot of things I've seen. So I think that's why it didn't feel harder. But I do think that the difficulty level is going up here. And this is why. College Board has gotten a lot of criticism for their tests not matching what they had on the website. As you guys know, College Board Test 1, 2, 3, Tests 1 and 2 were much easier than on the later tests. So that's why they made these tests 7, 8, 9, 10, so when they have difficult tests in real life, they could kind of more justify it. You're like, oh, this is what we provide for practice. So definitely there is an additional difficulty element. And so because of that difficulty, there were a few problems. I'm going to actually go to the ones that you guys sent in for review. And I do believe, and but we wanted to do the data. Okay, I'll pull up a data question. Yeah, we'll do a data question first because that was asked for in the chat. And then we'll go through a lot of the things that people sent in online to our email account. Because there were a few... That's fine. I'll probably get something from Module 2 from Test 7. Module 1, like you guys said, is easier. So Module 2... Or if you have an example. Oh, so they even changed the curve then, huh? Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I actually don't have a data question on me at the... Because they had a lot of calculation questions, but they weren't actually based on, like, tables. Types added from the February updates. Oh, yes. I'm going to do those. I'm going to do those right... Oh, so number one... Guys, my last... So you guys are already on the channel, so, like, it's not like I'm advertising. My 2 latest short-term, quick and dirty videos, those are on the Test 7. And those are, I thought, kind of, like, new-ish in terms of what's in College Board preparation. The one that literally went up today, I think that one is new. In my opinion, anyway. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, let's start going through the tests that people sent in. Okay. Some of these I am not going to be able to do. Okay. Because potential copyright issues, which is kind of annoying. Because it's not like I'm trying to do YouTube to get rich. I'm just trying to share things with people. Yeah. Like I said, if whatever examples you guys have. Yes, exactly. That's a very good point, guys. When you have the data questions and you don't understand what the passage is talking about, pause. Just check, is there a possibility that 3 of them just don't work with the numbers? And you just go with the one that works with the numbers, okay? That's it. Alright. So this one is officially available, okay? This one I'm not going to do because this was also covered in a video, but this type of transition and chronology, be very much on the lookout for. You want to be very used to those. This one was the one that went up today. Yeah, the test difficulties are a lot up and down. Test 9, I thought it had a lot of repeated questions that they adjusted slightly. But if you had done test 1, 2, 3, I believe test 9 had a lot of questions from those. So I don't know if that's like an easier test, but it had repeats. So it depends on what your exposure was. Okay, this is also from test 7. Yeah. So I was pretty, actually kind of not excited, but I was happy when I saw test 7 because there were a lot of new problems. Like 8, 9, and 10, there were so many repeats. This question? Okay, that's the video from today. And it's you have to kind of know percentages and proportions. So yeah, watch that one because, you know, I'm not going to do the live stream for too long, so I kind of want to get through these. Okay, this one. Okay, I'm going to go into this one. Yeah. And I'm going to go into this one because there were so many. And there have been so many, especially ones that people are having trouble with. Timeline questions. Okay, and this is another one of those, these things happened at this point and etc., right? You guys might have already solved this, but okay. So the earlier version we had, version of this problem was, you guys remember these? Humans got to blank 2,000 years ago, but the potato got there like 49,000 years ago. Therefore, the conclusion here is that humans didn't bring the potato got there first. Yeah. So that system, that logic is what they're doing again here. Okay, so this is going to be, and there's been a few of these. I even did one today from, I believe, test 10 maybe, which is, okay, did there was a split before or after? Okay. So that's the question. When do they split? So for example, if I don't think it's, I mean, I know it's not C. Okay. Yeah. Right? I'm not gonna like bet, but yeah, these are all on like. So the test 7, there were a lot of new questions, but they weren't like, some of them weren't new because it was already on a different test. Okay. So anyway. So the answer here is going to be, so what is the, let's see, concern here. So we have, this is a language, we have a northern branch, and we have a southern branch, and we know they're similar. Lexical just means like related to language. Okay. And they come from a single language spoken. Okay. So this is actually probably better. We have origin, and then we have some time, and then we have the split, and then we have north, south. Okay, so this visual type of representation helps some people. Okay. However, so what do we have? These are similar. Maze isn't shared. Okay? So that the answer here is, if the maze was over here, in terms of human life and time, then it would have the same word, because they were one language back then. But actually, maze is over here, after they split, so they'd be different words because they're in different languages. Yeah? Just like if we have a word that's based in Latin, we could share that with other languages, sure. But if we have a word that was invented like this week, is that going to be present in another language? Well, no. Yeah. There's a lot of distraction here, like the southwest and like the northward. I'm going to actually put like, yeah. And all of that, geography, I don't care. I don't care about those things. Okay. So this is a timeline question. They didn't give a year specifically, but it's a timeline. And this has happened with not just linguistics. Guys, remember this like type of like structure for evolution questions as well. Because they've asked questions like, this animal had this trait, but this animal didn't have the trait, which suggests that they split up before the trait emerged, which is like same content is here. Okay. So the answer here is going to be D. Yep. So where it comes from, let's see, southern. I don't know what the difference between this and this would even mean. Cultivating the crop, that's totally new information, and that's also weird. You call the corn different things depending on how you grow it. C is like I guess the closest trap answer, because like, oh, if they're from different sources, maybe that's why I have different words. Maybe, but what is it? It's not talking about this topic, right? That they really like to talk about, okay? And whenever I do any type of SAT reading, this is what we do, right? If they point out, oh, there are all of these similarities, I point out all this information at the beginning, then I'm going to talk about, but there is this like exception, there's a thing that doesn't match. That's typically how we go with these. So that's a pretty good question to go through. Okay. And there's a mural question, which I've done before, so I'm not going to do it again. Let's see. I'm just trying to go. Oh, you guys want me to do this again? I mean, I did this before. No, I'm just looking through the questions you guys sent me. I couldn't read D. Oh, okay, my bad. I can bring it back to. I can't read D. Hold on. I can move my face. My face is not very important. Or I could just make myself smaller. Oh, yeah, that was the right answer, but I was blocking with my stupid face. My bad. Yeah. So that's D. Oh, thank you. I mean, I do need to have a phase, yes. Okay. So, out of the questions you guys sent me, 2 of them I already did a video on, like my latest 2 videos, so I'm not going to cover those. But you guys can kind of like, since you guys are here in the chat, it's kind of, what is the procedure for the, okay, we'll do 2 graph questions right now. Because you guys are asking for graphs, so we'll do 2 graph questions. And hopefully I haven't even done these before. Like, this one I don't think I need to go, like, over with. That's okay. Why not? We'll go over the short one first. Look at number 13 that I have on the board. And yeah, we'll start there. And then, again, guys, if you guys have, like, difficult ones or, like, examples, you can upload them to the Google Drive. Or you can also just, like, I don't know, send me an email or whatever it is, and we'll go through them, okay? Yeah. Okay, how do I overcome the... It is significantly harder. And there's... That's why we have... I try to make the videos on the ones that are harder. And I really should get to organizing the videos to have it more organized for you guys. But... they're trying to trick you is the point. Module 1, honestly, if you have a simple method of thinking and you go through it quickly, I think it's usually okay. But Module 2, you don't want to jump to your first instinct necessarily unless you've been training for this like a really long time and really specifically. Alright, but let's get to this question first. The 3 smallest countries are Bahrain, Qatar, and Kuwait. Okay, so these are... what is the total area of Bahrain? So this one is literally just, am I reading this correctly, right? So you may say, oh, Jay, why are you even going over this question? But because this illustrates how people get these things. I'm not, okay. You're spending too much time. So this is a really useful question for me to demonstrate. This is about the speed you can get up to if you get good at this in terms of elimination. Okay. So first I have total area. So then A is out because that's a population. It's in the wrong category, so that's out. And then I also have, it has to be Bahrain. So then the 6,680 is out because it's Kuwait. And the 4,478 is out because it's Qatar. Right? So that, like, speed and that type of process, right? That's wrong because of that. That's wrong because of that. That's exactly what we need to do for all of these questions. Okay? Okay, for test 7, for some reason, the module 2 questions are easier on the data. So I'm going to go to, okay, module 1 from test 7. Okay, because this is typically what people have issue with. I know it's going to be annoying to even zoom in on this, but like that. This one, yes, and I already upload the live stream. I always do. It's just sometimes they get taken down because of issues, you know, that I'm not really going to talk too much more about. Yeah. Like, bro, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to help people. Anyway, so we'll do this. Okay, I actually don't remember solving this question lately, even though it's from test 7. Okay. So, which is best supports... So, first, with the data questions, step 1, I check. Am I backing up a claim or not? So, with the data questions, the easiest ones is just... what's true according to the graph? Okay? And then we have what supports some dude's idea or what weakens some dude's idea. These are the harder ones. So this one, I don't really even have to read most of this unless I go here and I get confused. If the directions are just this, then I just check, okay, are the numbers correct? I don't even have to worry about the logic here, really. If it's these, then I have to check, okay, there's probably going to be, out of the 4 choices, 2 answers that are just wrong numerically, and then 2 answers that are right numerically, and then I have to check, okay, so which one does a better job of supporting or weakening? Okay, so that's the case here. So I need to support the student's assertion, so almost always the assertion is right here, yeah? While initial efforts at trade liberalizations were shaped by Chinese firms' limited capital, this situation resolved during the 2000s, okay. So this one is going to be, I don't know what that means at the moment. Why? Because I just read that, right? And then I read imports and these things, and I have no idea what the relationship to that with this is. At that stage, I start reading all of this stuff, okay? So, to save you guys time, this is what you want to do. First, I recognize that this is, I have to support or weaken it, so I do have to read at least the assertion. Now, I read the assertion. I read the assertion, I looked at the graph, I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Then, I make the quick decision. Once I thought about it for a few seconds, I'm like, dude, I don't know what that means. Then I move on and I get more info. The worst thing is you sit there for a while, 30 seconds or a minute or even more, just thinking, right? If I thought about it and it doesn't make sense, then I need to just look for more information. So now I'm going to take time to read here. Okay, so the topic here is liberalization. Okay. And this, we have assembly. And we have inputs. Okay, see, now I'm looking at the capital. So this is what they're doing. We have assembly, we have inputs, and we also have ordinary. But note that the assertion itself did not use labels from graph. And that is so common for the advanced question. That's where people get stuck, because I go here and I'm like, limited capital, I have no idea what capital is related to with those. And if I'm kind of like panicking, I'll go like capital is related to business. I'm just going to go with something with capital because I don't know. And then you get confused. Okay. Capital was linked with inputs. That's what it says. All right. Capital is linked with inputs. And then, so then this one is the situation that's related to capital. Okay. All right. Now, with that background knowledge said, there's also so many ways. If you just keep thinking, this is the other thing. Resolve during the 2000s, and this is just not specific to the question. Anytime you do graph, right? I'm looking for a trend here then. Resolve during the 2000s, that is a progression. That means it got better or worse, better, I guess, right? During the 2000s. So therefore, it cannot be A. You can immediately take out A, okay? What is the difference in A and the other ones? What do you guys think? I mean, you guys don't have to answer. I'll wait for chat for 5 seconds. Okay. The difference here is this one says in, oh, yeah, it's just in 2006. Exactly. Very good. Very good, Aiden. Yeah. So you get rid of A. Okay. Then we have B. I'm not even going to think too much. I have, okay, inputs are very different from assembly. That's an okay answer. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it looks good. I haven't even thought about it, but it has right elements, right? Okay, I leave it. And then C. Neither processing were greater than ordinary inputs. Okay. So that just, there is no change. Right? From that time period, this just didn't happen. No change. And then D. Oh, guys, can we look at D for a second? That is never right. Or that's always wrong. Something with this structure cannot be, okay? So, when I compare two things, I have to compare one thing at a time. Yeah, it has all the right words. Imports, assembly, right? Imports, inputs, 2000, 2006, right? It is a very common and trap answer. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. If I have... So let's see. Let's say I want to know if this high school, I went to Bergen Academies, right? Is better or worse than before in SAT scores. So I can compare Bergen Academies in 2024, and I can compare Bergen Academies to 2010, which is when I graduated. I could do that, okay? Or I could also look at, okay, Bergen Academies, do we have any rivals or what? I don't know, whatever other school. What's a really good school? Horseman. If I wanted to compare Horseman and Bergen Academies, yeah, I should either compare this to this. How do we do in 2024? Or I will compare 2010 to 2010. There is absolutely no reason, no scientific reason, this is bad research, for me to compare BCA 2024 to HM 2010. Okay? What do I mean by that? You can't change two variables at a time. You cannot. You change one variable and you see what happens with that. So I'm taking time to go over this because it's a really important concept. So therefore, the answer here is B. I haven't thought about it enough to even care about. I'm going to now remove a lot of it. Okay, I'm going to remove a lot of it. Okay. I haven't even read or thought enough about the passage to go like, okay, does resolving mean rising sharply? I didn't think about that. But I still already got the answer, so I'm good. Again, why is A out? A just has 2006. I need something getting better during the 2000s. Okay. Why is B out? Because there is no change happening. That just means this was the case the whole time. And then D is out because number one, that's not a... Yeah, that's... You're comparing two variables at a time. I'm comparing import with the time. No, I'm comparing assembly at 2006 with input in 2000. No, I can't do that. I cannot change two variables at a time. So I would either change the time or the type. I don't do either. Okay, that can never provide. So the answer is B. Yeah. And the inputs one was that's the capital. Yeah. So it does make sense later. Oh yeah, it got better, so it rose more sharply. Yeah, sure. Okay, again, I don't really particularly care about the details. And hopefully that can help you guys in terms of, I try to solve it with the least amount of reading comprehension of the text as possible, but more on the strategies that you could use. Okay. Alright. So then, today we're gonna not go too long with the live stream because I am a little bit concerned again on how many questions I'm allowed to cover and etc. So, those of you guys in the chat, or yeah, you guys in the chat, what would you guys see covered next? I'm probably gonna wrap up in like a question or two. Okay. While you guys think about it and type it out, I'll just look through the submitted questions. I'm gonna refresh it actually, see if there's anything new here. You got a question? Yeah, sure. Put a link in or tell me the module, the test number, etc. I could look it up. Question 14. Okay, very good. Practice test 7. All right, we'll do that. And maybe do one more question. Depends on how quickly I go over this. I mean, I can go over it quickly if I want to. Oh. No, try orange. I did that one. I did that one 2 videos ago. The time? Yeah. Well, I mean, I can pull it up on the board now. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Okay. So to the really quick version of this, right? I needed this was caused by electrical lighting. It's prompted by electrical lighting, right? Okay. So then this is not a change, so you take it out because it's roughly the same. I need a change, and this is out because I don't know what the relationship between 10 a.m. and electrical lighting is. This is my answer because 10 p.m. you wouldn't need lights because the sun goes down. And then this one, implied time and clock phrases, I don't know if they're related to electrical lighting. Oh, the digital? Oh, the digital one. Oh, it's Bluebook, okay. Yeah, because I have the PDF versions. If it's on Bluebook, it would help a lot if you guys just had a screenshot because, you know, the Bluebook software is like annoying. Yeah. Okay, so that's why you asked for it because it's a different question. So if anybody has screenshots from Bluebook, you can put it into the folder and I could go over it. If not, I'll just do a question and call it a day. And by the way, guys, that's the folder. You have a screenshot, you can put it in there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I don't have access to the Bluebook because the software is very annoying. Okay, so then, yeah, I guess I'll go through the PDF questions from, I just did a graphic one, I don't want to do a graphic one, I'll try to do something I haven't done today. Okay, so then I will just do what was sent, or yeah, I'll just do what was sent. So this will be the last question I do today, guys, and it is a transition question, which kind of trip people up. I think sometimes people are like, oh, that can't be it because the explanation is too simple. There's no such thing. In fact, if the explanation is simple, it's much more likely it's the answer. So it's a transition question. And a lot of people do like all of them, really. They kind of like randomly picked all of these, okay? The prime meridian has done this, okay. So what does to that end mean? For that goal or for that purpose? Okay. Granted is I'm doing a bit of a concession and a contrast. Okay. And again is what it sounds like. So for this one, I just wanted to make the point that don't be afraid to pick the ones that sound weird, and also don't be afraid to pick the ones that sound casual. How the phrasing sounds or feels is not at all a category that we want to be concerned about when we're doing the SAT, especially transition. So this is also a stupid transition in my opinion, in terms of why is it in the category transition questions? Because the prime meridian was originally determined. The good transition would be, however, as decades pass, new calculations reveal increasingly precise coordinates. That's what it feels like. But I have the word yet. That's why they didn't do a contrast. It's really odd to do you don't really do however and yet in the same sentence. So the answer to this, what do you guys think? Is literally just C, because it's increasingly. Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. D, right? Very good. Yeah. No. That illustrates how they set the trap. Okay. Now, simple thinking. Okay, simple thinking. It was increasingly precise, so that means it happened multiple times, right? Because I made it more precise, and then I made it even more precise. That's what increasingly is. Okay. Now, D, granted, is it is a contrast, but it's like I am giving you a point. Right? That's a very specific type of contrast. So granted would be like, granted, these has all of these benefits, but we should still be careful about the negatives. Yeah. So granted doesn't fit because it is a more specific type of contrast. It is giving into the other side of it. To make it, so in real life, I don't know. Well, it depends on what region you're from in terms of what daily English you speak. Nobody really says granted in real life. When I say it in conversation, I say like to be fair. Yeah, to be fair. Like I'm arguing with somebody, but I kind of like, okay, to be fair, I see that point, but I still disagree. That's what granted is for. Yep. To be fair, he would make a pretty good captain, but I think this other guy could even be better. Yeah, something like that. Okay. And that's about... Oh, you're very welcome, Yunan. So that's about all we have time for today. I also have I'm taking 7 classes in college right now, so I have so many things to do as well. But still wanted to make sure I got this live stream in with you guys. Also because all my other live streams, they're gone. Not all of them. So I really want to let you guys know we are still doing live streams. We are going to continue to do live streams. If there's a test date, we will try our best to get to be here for you guys. Okay. Yeah. Good luck with your classes as well. Try Orange, and I mean, I hope you guys don't have to come back for another live stream. You guys just do really well in March and just tell your friends about the channel. That'll be fine, right? But if you guys need me again, I'll be here. All right. So good luck, everybody, and let me know. Thank you. Good luck, everybody, on your tests as well. And just let me know, like, wherever in the comments or whatever, I might post a shorts about just how did the test go on March. And also, if there were, like, weird new things, let me know, and we can figure it out together. All right? Okay, guys. Good luck, and bye-bye. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.